Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to me. Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. Tonight, we're going to be talking about advisor strategies, explaining the law of large numbers for solo practice protection. But before we go in, just the normal way of welcoming ourselves, wherever you are joining, I want you to please type your name and where you are joining from. Again, if you have anybody who is professionals, either real estate insurance advisor, mortgage advisor, real estate agent, or you're selling coaches or digital business, please send this link to them. Let them join so that they can learn about how they can leverage on the law of large numbers. Once again, welcome. But before we go in again, I want to thank everyone that has been joining. This is December. We are just almost at the end of the year. I want us to reflect back on what are the goals that you set for 2025. Have you been able to achieve your goal? If you fall behind, or you're trying to catch up your goals, this is time for you to sit down, reflect, and set goal for 2026. It is very important for us to set our goals and see how we are going to be achieving our goals in 2026. Once again, welcome back. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about advisor strategies. Understand the law of large number for solo practice protection. Let me start with a simple, uncomfortable truth, okay? Most advisors don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they don't care. They fail because they rely on hope instead of numbers. And hope that this lead will close. And I want to know, I want everybody to know that hope doesn't lead to closing. All right. It is the strategies that you have in place. It is the numbers, the volumes that you're able to deal with that will actually give you X amount of numbers that you're going to close. Like I've been doing this business for a couple of years. I know that if I do X number of presentation, I'm going to close X number of sales. Right. So it's not as if like maybe I will do one or two cases and I feel that I'm going to close. Okay. Hope that this client will stick. Right. Hope that this month will be better than the last. But hope is not a business strategist. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the one principle that separates consistent, protected advisors from those living on emotional highs and financial lows. The law of large numbers, not as a theory, not as a textbook concept, but as a survival system for the solo advisor. Because here's the reality no one's you about, right? One bad month can wipe out 6 good weeks, okay? And one dry pipeline can create one panic decision. One emotional corner can push great advisor out of in the industry forever. And yet, the advisor who last 5, 10, 20 years, they are not luckier, they are not smarter, they are systematically protected. Tonight, I'm going to show you how the law of large numbers remove emotional volatility from your income, create predictable production in an unpredictable market, and protect your practice before stress, burnout, or inconsistent set in, right? And if you're a solo advisor, if your income still depends on a few big cases, if one slow week throw you off your confidence, you are in the right room, right? So by the end of this session, you won't just understand the law of large numbers, but you will know exactly it into your daily activities, your pipeline, and your income. So your practice work with you, not against you. So let's get started. Once again, welcome back. So I'm going to pull up my slide. I'm going to go into the presentation, right? So please grab your pen and let's learn tonight, right? So, right. Cool. This is the objective of the presentation. Number one, we want to understand the law of large numbers on clear, advisor-friendly explanation of the laws of large number. Two, sales, prospecting, conversations, and predictable pipeline. And three, lot of large number based system to stabilize revenue and reduce risk. Right. This is the harsh truth, the harsh reality about the solo practice. Now, without volumes, like 1 to 2 prospects weekly will lead to emotional roller coaster. When I started my business in 2019, right, and I started reaching out to people, trying to call them to come and see what we are doing. One thing I understand is that the more call, the more people I reach out to, the more opportunity that I have to get more people to come and listen to this presentation. And it's not like as if I'm going to call 1, 2, 3, 4 people and I'll feel that I'm going to get more leads, right? So the reality is that the more people, the more conversations you have, the more opportunity for you to close more business, right? Unstable income pattern. So without volumes, if you are relying on 1, 2, 3, 4 leads or prospect, all right, this is what is going to happen to you, right? Strategy become guess. So you begin to guess, right? Because you don't have a system in place, because you don't reach out to as many people as possible. So you continue to guess. Again, there'll be inconsistent result. And that is what is happening to a lot of many sales advisors today. And I don't care whatever sales you might find yourself. The reality is that if you don't have a large number, the chances is that these are the things you're going to be facing. But with a lot of large numbers, it removes emotion. Like, instead of you to rely on emotion, instead of you to rely on 1 or 2, people to come and, to come to appointment, to come to presentation, you remove this emotion. If you are doing this business full time and you are close to the time you're going to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, or you want to pay your bills, and you are hoping that, okay, if I meet so person, I'm going to close the business, and the person did not respond to your call, or the person even come to the presentation and tell I'm going to be thinking about it. That's why you see advisors going on into unethical practices. Okay, it also going to brings predictability for you, right? So you can actually predict your numbers. Like, as I said, right, I don't care if I do X amount of presentation, if I reach out to X amount of people in large number, there is chances of me closing X number of people. Because why? I don't care how many people I reach out to. All I know is that the more people I reach out to, the more it is possible. Give me more opportunity to close more deal. Again, it creates stability, right? If you don't deal with volumes, you cannot stable in this business. You make this money this month, the following month you don't make money, and it actually enable growth. So it actually make your journey to be much more faster. And I will tell you my own experience when I started in 2019. Within the first 2 months, I was able to bring 7 people into the business. Why? Because I understand a lot of large numbers. And one thing I realized is that when you bring people into the business, when you bring students or insurance advisors into the business, they do complain. So I don't have leads. I don't know who to talk to. Because why? They don't understand a lot of large numbers. This is the key insight. Most advisors struggle because their numbers are too small to create predictable results. So if your number is too small, you can never create a predictable result. What is the law of large numbers? The more repetition you have, the more predictable your result becomes. Like, if you think about it, like if you flip coins 10 times, now, if you now compare it to flip it in 1,000 times, it gives you more accuracy with volume, because the more you are able to deal with, the more you are more accurate. So the game is this, right? Out of your quantity, you determine your quality. And for you to get quality, you need to do it over and over and over again, right? This is insurance model, right? Companies use a lot of large number to guarantee profitability. A lot of insurance company, all the insurance company, not only insurance company, all the companies, they relies on volumes. Because why? More opportunity to be more profitable, to have more clients, to have more growth compared to companies that are not relying on volumes. Same for you as an insurance advisor, same for you as a sales agent. And same law guarantee consistent revenue, from January till date, right? On monthly basis, on daily basis, at least I have 20 to 30 leads on daily basis, right? I don't care how much leads comes in. What I know is that the more lead I have, the more opportunity for me to close more business. Because the more leads I have, the more presentation I do, the more opportunity for me to close. Because imagine if I just rely on one or two clients or prospect. So if the person told me that I'm going to come from the appointment and the person didn't show up, what's going to happen to me? Right? So the reality is that the more number you have, the more opportunity for you to close. Okay. Now, why the law of large number is the secret weapon for advisor? Number one, protection shield you from slow months. Like, our business is a business that will deal with human being, right? And the more leads you have, the more opportunity for you to close. Now, if you don't have enough people to reach out to, if you don't have strategies or system in place to reach out to volumes, to a lot of people, so chances is that 1 month will slow, another month will not, will pick up, and you will not have consistent revenue. And again, if you are doing this as a full-time and you don't understand the law of large numbers, you are running on a treadmill. So you're just going to be doing the same thing at the same time, and you're not going to sleep same spot and you'll be sweating. So from today, as you are listening to me today, begin to imagine if you are able to reach out to more people. Imagine the chances you're going to have to reach out to more prospect, more lead will give you more presentation will give you more close. That's it. Predictability create consistent pipeline flow. Now, when you have volumes, right, at least it will give you an opportunity to predict your numbers, your result. Like, as I said, right, I know for sure that in a month, right, if I get on daily basis, if I have maybe 10 to 20 leads, right, and I'm doing, let's say, 5 presentations per day, right, it's not possible that in a week I'm not going to close 1 or 2, 3, 4 clients. But if I don't have volumes, I cannot rely on just 1 or 2 leads, and I'll feel that, and I will be hoping that I'm going to close that. So, like, as I said in the beginning, you don't rely on hope, right? If you are relying on hope will never close the deal for you. It's advisors that scale don't rely on hope. They rely on the volumes of large number. Early detection spot problem before they escalate. So when you have volumes, it will give you an opportunity to detect early problems. Like, you can at least know the pattern of the business. Like, for example, in the last couple of years in Canada, things are very, very, like, the economy is down, right? The interest rate, the government of Canada increases the interest rate. They are trying to mop up the money in the circulations, and this actually reducing the purchasing power of people, make people not to save. So if you are dealing with volumes, right, you will know that at so month, there might be a little bit of people that will not want to save. But when you reach out to more people, right, out of your quantity, as I said earlier, you will be able to determine your quality people that will say, okay, I'm ready to save, I'm ready to do business. But if you don't do that, you won't be able to determine which month do I need to put more, channel my energy to prospecting more than previous month. Okay. Scalability, make your business sellable, right? See, a business that is not that doesn't rely on the lot of large number cannot scale. As I said, right, volumes. If you are dealing with volumes, it will give you more potential, more opportunity to reach out to more people, to close more business. Emotional balance remove bias, and it prevents burnout. Many of All right. So when you are not dealing with volumes, that is when you appear in front of a client and you want to sell something to them. And you know what? Anytime you appear in front of a client and you are trying to push something to them, they can actually, they will know that this person is trying to sell something from, especially when you need money. When you need money and you don't have person to present, or you don't have leads, you don't have quality leads, you don't have volumes of people that you want to present to, it makes you to become extremely desperate to close. So what am I trying to say today, right? You must go back. As we are going to 2026, you must apply these principles into your business. Deal with numbers. The more volumes you deal with, the more opportunity you have to close. So predictability is equal to power. The solo advisor vulnerability. The solo advisor's vulnerability. Without the law of large number, one cancel meetings can destroy your entire weeks. How many of us, have been in that situation? So I've experienced that before I started my social media, before I started engaging, adopt the law of large number, right? I do rely on people like, I can drive miles, like, 100 miles, go to client house just to go and present to them. And when I get there, they'll probably say, okay, I'm going to think about it. So I will get back to you next month. And these clients, I will be like, oh, this client, I will close this business today. And maybe that's income that I want to use to pay my mortgage. So sometimes when that happened to you, it destroy your entire week. Start when you now begin to rack your brain and say, what can I do again? Where do I have to go? But when I have volumes of people that I want to deal with, why will I drive, thousands of miles, to go and meet a client that I know that even if I get there, you probably might tell me that I'm going to think about it. I will get back to you, or I'm not even interested, right? One objections can lead to emotional crash. Objection is part of our business, right? And when you have volumes, like when you are presenting to 20, 30 people, right? It's not possible that you continue to have everybody will object you. One will say yes, some will say no. But when you have volumes, I don't care whether you object me or not. I don't care whether you tell me yes or no. But the reality is that, let me just educate you, because I know that I'm going to have a lot of people that I want to present to. Let me quickly present to you. If you're interested, fine. If you're not interested, whatever you tell me, I detach myself from the outcome of that meeting. And that more psychologically, that make me to be psychologically okay than for me to be thinking, oh, if this person object me, if this person say no, how will I feel, right? One new client can create false confidence, because why? You are dealing with few people, right? We are dealing with few numbers. Chances that when you meet a client, you begin to create a false. Why? There's going to be so much desperations to close. And that's where you begin to see so many things, false confidence, unnecessary, unnecessary aggressiveness. Guys, we need to sit down and apply these strategies into our business. If you don't want to be having, bad month, necessary headache and all of that, right? So no baseline to measure growth. So you don't really have line to measure your growth, because why? If you're not dealing with volumes, you won't be able to know that out of 20 leads, how many presentation do I do, right? And how many do I close? So if you are dealing with volumes, you will be able to measure your baseline, right? Again, zero protection from seasonality. Now, there are months that things will be down. There are all of this, right? If you are able to have volumes of people that you are dealing with, it will actually, give you that seasonability. Like, you know that, oh, this month things are not really okay. Like in our business, in the beginning of the year, after New Year, people travel home and come back. Savings might be a little bit difficult at that time. So that if I reach out to 100 people, right, it chances that I'm going to close maybe 20 or 10% out of it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but you are not going to say, okay, I will call 5 people, I will call 3 people, and at the end of the day, I'm going to close them. This is advisors, the solo advisors without applying the law of large number. Let's look at the advisors that apply the law of large number. Number one, monthly revenue is predictable. So, like I said, right, it is easier for you to predict. As I'm telling to you, as I'm talking to you right now, I can predict how much income I can make in 1 month to another month. Because what? I'm dealing with volumes. I'm not going to be dealing with one or two people. Again, quarterly targets are achievable. Like I've set my goal for 2026 and I do it in quarter by quarter. Quarter one, this is the goal. For social media, this is my goal. For my advisors and my sales target, the number of lives I want to be protected, I have set it up right there. And I know and I put up strategies to achieve that. So the question now is because I know for sure that out of my quantity, I'm going to get my quality. I've already put it there. So at the end of the first quarter, I'm going to measure the KPIs. What are the key performance indicators? How many numbers of clients do I get? How many leads do I get? How many presentations do I do? And how many sales do I make that month? How many numbers of people that I protect that month? You should be able to analyze your result to know whether, so the first quarter will now determine what are the things that I need to tweak in quarter one, so that when I start in quarter two, I will be able to apply those things there. So as you are also applying your laws of large number, right, you should be able to segment your sales, like your first quarter. What is the goal for this first quarter in 2026, right? Now, after the first quarter, what are the things that I need to measure? How many people do I reach out to? How many conversations do I have? How many presentations do I have? How many sales do I make? How many number of business do I close? How many advisors do I bring on board? How many people do I train? These are some of the things you need to ask yourself. What you don't measure does not get repeated. Now, the system does the heavy lifting. So now, when you are dealing with volume, so you must have a system in place. I don't care how much you are making right now. If you don't have a system in place, you are still not there yet, right? So you must have a system in place, right? System of how do I generate leads? How do I, nurture my leads? How do I present to them in such a way that it will make sense to them? Don't forget that a confused buyer will never buy, right? It all depends. It's all based on the system. How do I present your offer to them, right? How do you really, really educate them on what you are really doing? Stop chasing, start attracting. So you have to niche down when you are dealing with volumes. Like, you cannot be chasing everybody, guys. You can't be chasing everybody. You need to niche down. Who are my ideal client? How do I attract them? Guess what? If you want to catch a butterfly, if you prepare a garden, right, and you put flowers there, they will come, right? But when you start chasing them, the more you chase them, the more they run from you. So if you want to deal with a lot of large number, you must start attracting the right client by niching down, by make sure that you come out with a brand message and very good marketability, very good branding that will attract your right and ideal client. Consistent growth trajectory. Now, when you have all of this, it will give you an opportunity to continue to grow at a steady pace, right? So I'm going to give you about 4 strategies for you to, to adopt these strategies to understand the laws of large number. Number 1, build a large prospecting pool. So in a month, you must have it at the back of your mind. I need to reach out to 30 to 50 conversations for predictable numbers. So 30 to 50 conversations in a month will give you about 15 presentations. So you can say, right, for those of us, like I've seen students, like after bringing them to the business, and like maybe a month or 2 months after, they will come back and say, I've exhausted all my lead. I don't know who to call again. And if you ask them, how many people have you reached out to? Well, I've reached out to about 10 people, 15 people. Well, you can see the number here, right? So for you to be able to get 15 presentations, you must reach out between 30 to 50 people. So you can imagine, look at the ratio. Look at the ratio of 15 to 30 to 50. So out of 15 presentation, ideally, maybe 5 to 7 clients on a monthly basis. So in order for you to get this number, look at how many people you're going to call. Now, the question now is that, do you have this contact on your phone? And that is when you now begin to adopt what you call attracting marketing, right? So when we talk about attractive marketing, that means you're going on social media to post quality content, educate your client. We're going to discuss that. So how do you get them? Number one, daily outreach, systematic contact system. In my company, we have a system in place that give you opportunity to reach out to thousands of people on daily basis through our CRM system. Imagine that. So if you are struggling, if you are looking to get more lead, if you are looking to get more, reach out to more people, please book a call with me. Let me walk you through on how we've been able to help thousands of insurance advisors to get them to get qualified lead. Two, strategic partnership, accountant, lawyers, and medical professionals. So I specialize in helping medical professionals to build wealth and save on taxes. So what I do, I partner with accountant, with lawyers, with real estate and mortgage professionals to help them to achieve all of this. So make myself to be a center of influence. So I make sure that whatever they're looking for, we help them to get all those services. So if you want to deal with a lot of large numbers, right? Once you niche down, you have to go into partnership. You cannot do this alone. You must have accountant as a friend. You must have lawyers as a friend, so that when these people come, for example, an accountant that is actually a medical professional that is looking to file his taxes should be able to have a CPA that can help him or her to handle the book of account and file the taxes. If they're looking to buy a house, you must have a very good, knowledgeable real estate agent in place to help them to get their mortgage and to get their house, to buy their house. And if you're looking to get a mortgage, you must have a mortgage advisor in place to help them to look at a very good mortgage, right? So it will give you an opportunity to partner with this, give me more credibility, and those professionals can also refer more clients to you. Again, you must come up with weekly value-driven session, educational webinar, just like what I'm doing right now. Tomorrow, we're going to be having another presentation for medical professionals. What I'm trying to do is to educate them on how to protect their wealth, how to build wealth, how to save their money from taxes, and how to live a comfortable life and retire early. That's the goal. And the more you educate them, when they see that you are coming up with a valuable content, they will reach out to you for help, right? CRM automation, automated follow-ups and sequencing. See, some of us are very busy for nothing, right? Some of the things that you're supposed to do that you need to automate, some of us are still doing it manually, right? Your business does not really result into productivity. So you have to, like, what are the activities that move the needle? What are the things that you need to, like, email, email follow-ups. These are things that you can actually automate, right? Sequencing, policy reviews and all of that. You can automate all of this, so it will send it to the client at appropriate time, and they can actually book. So as we go into 2022, free up your time. Make sure you focus on things that are really very, things that are very, very productive to your business. Don't feel that you want to be doing everything yourself. Leverage on system, leverage on technology to help you to build up, to do all of the referral system, build into client onboarding system. Like, when you meet a client and you render a valuable services, all right, ask them to introduce their friends who might be looking to have this kind of a services. And of course, well, there's a referral bonus that we used to do in a company. Like, make sure you actually follow due process and make sure it's actually aligned with the compliance of your company, because we are in a highly regulated environment. You have to do it in accordance with what the compliance department actually the way they want it. Number two, standardize your presentation system. Number one, you must have a proven script. Like, script will guide you on what to say and not what to say. it makes your job much easier when you have a standard script, right? It's really a powerful strategies, to reach out to as many people as possible. Stories close like very fast, right? Don't hesitate to share relatable examples to your client. If you have a client, to you put up a strategies that help him or how to save on taxes, please make sure you seek approval from the client. Can I share this on my social media? Can I use it as a testimonial for my presentation? Yes, please use it, because why? They want to see how you've been helping other people to do the same thing, and it will, so as long as it's related to them, they will definitely say yes to you, right? Make sure you have a slide visual that is consistency. Like, your slide must be very clear, right? Clarity is very important. As I said earlier, a confused buyer will never buy. The reason why some of you are actually struggling with the loss of large number is because your presentation, you've modeled up everything. Like, client is even difficult for them to even understand what you're actually telling them. So you must come up with a very clear presentation. Don't make it to be too much volumes. Reduce too much words there. Let what you are presenting to them make sense to them, right? And talk in their plain language. Don't bore them with a lot of professional jargons that will make them to feel like you're not even talking to them. Approve message. Make sure that you work with your compliance department to make sure whatever you want to put out there is approved by the compliance department. Don't forget that we are working in a highly regulatory environment, and again, there must be a clear call to actions, right? It's very important. What exactly do you want them to do? What are the next steps? Because why? If you guide them, all what they are looking for, what they are waiting for is give them instructions or guide them on what they need to do. If you change your message every time, your number can stabilize. If you don't have a system in place, like you have a system, your numbers can never be stabilized. Strategy 3, build a weekly metrics dashboard, right? So what get measured, get repeated. So if you have a standard dashboard and you measure your things, right, it will make you to understand, where am I falling short? Where do I need to improve on? Number one, you need to look at your conversation. All right. How many contacts do I make? Right. How many people do I reach out to? How many people do I actually book? There's difference between you reach out to people, you get a lead, and you get them to book. Right. So if you have a lead is just a lead. If you don't convert them to book an appointment to present to them, you have not, it's as good as you have done nothing, right? So you have to measure that. Number two, you want also to measure how many presentations do you do on daily basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis, right? Because the more presentation you do will give you more qualified opportunity, either to close the business or to follow up, right? So you also need to follow ups, like there is fortunes in follow ups. Like 80% of the sales actually is from follow up. If you present, right, you get a lead, right, you book, you present to them, and you didn't follow up regularly, you might not be able to achieve the loss of large number. Okay. You also need to track the application submitted. So how many applications do I submit today? How many applications do I submit weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually? You need to measure all of that. As I said earlier, have you planned your 2026? Do you have a roadmap for 2026? All these things you have to put in, like, this is how many applications I want to submit in a day, in a month, in a quarter, right? So you also want to measure the application success rate. Like, how many applications do I submit? How many one is get approved, right? How many one get declined? Get rated, and all of that depends on what you are doing. Because why? You want to track your KPI, you want to track the key performance indicators. All these things will guide you in uh, building up the lot of large numbers. Like, you want to track how many people, how many of them are male, how many are female, what are their demographics distributions, and all of that. All this will guide you on how you track your numbers. And you also want to know at what is the revenue booked. You want to also look at the financial result. Okay, what is the financial result? What is the income? What is the growth? How many months in January? What is the revenue in February? What is the revenue? Is there any changes? Because you want to measure which months do well, which one does not do well. So all this will guide you on your next plan. Once you know your ratio, you never slow weeks again. Just increase the volume. The strategy 4, which is the last strategy, leverage team and tech to multiply your numbers. We are in a world like, we want to buy back our time, right? So virtual assistant, so administrative leverage, social media, some of the things that you feel that is more like will be taking your time, just give it to virtual assistant, like managing your social media, posting on your social medias and all of that, responding to mails and things. There are some certain tasks that you can actually give to your virtual assistant that will help you to focus more on productive activities, right? Leverage on that. It's very, very important. Look at appointment setter, calendar optimization, like, one of the things that I want to recommend in 2026 for those of us who are dealing with volumes, like, see, hire appointment setters. Their goal is for them to set the appointment. All what they want to do, keep them the numbers. These are the numbers you need to call. This is the appointment you need to. Their goal is to set up the appointment. Yours is to show. The only concern, what is most important to you, is to show up on the appointment and close. Every other thing is just by the way. So you can actually leverage all this thing. You can give it this one. You can leverage this one to your team, right? Again, AI, CRM automation, smart follow-up system. We're in a world of AI, right? If you don't want to leverage on AI, well, you just over time event will just overtake your business. So I would just encourage you, please leverage on AI. It's one of the very, very, very important tools that will help you to grow your business. And when this is combined with CRM system, oh my goodness, is superb. Like I've been using this, I've been getting massive, massive result, and I want to encourage everyone to also use that. Webinar funnels, scalable presentation. So anytime you want to schedule a webinar, right, put up a funnels. The funnels will help you to gather all their information, the email, the phone number, and you'll be able to reach out to them after the webinars. You thank them, whatever they feel like, what interests them. If maybe they want to book a follow-up course and things like that, this will actually give you opportunity to track the numbers of people that you actually want to reach out to, because you want to deal with numbers. The more people you have in your CRM, in your funnel, the more important to reach out to more people. So you also need to want to leverage on pre-recorded content, evergreen message. So this actually, if you are using YouTube, you can record videos and put it on YouTube and let people go and watch it. It's another way to reach out to as many people as possible. It's a very powerful strategies, to reach out to volumes of people. And again, senior advisor partnership, joint work opportunity. You can partner with advisors in industry like real estate agent, mortgage agent, insurance advisor are actually doing well, right? You can partners and put up event that will invite people, especially community-based event. It's one of the powerful way to reach out to as many people as possible. Leverage other people's number. I use this a lot when I started my business. People that are actually doing well in the business, I showcase their testimony, I showcase their story. Like, these are the people that actually started the business. This is their milestone. This is what they have been able to achieve and all of that. All these things are very, very important that will help you, to build your business and also deal with the loss of large number. So let's quickly summarize what you've been learning so far. Number one, foundation of success. The law of large number is the foundation of every predictable 6 to 7 figure practices. If you don't leverage on large number, there is no way you can build a 6 to 7 figure business. I'm telling you from my experience, this is what has happened to me. I know for sure that this really works. And it's not by luck, it's not by magic. A lot of people feel, oh, it's just the guy is lucky and that's why he's actually closing more deal. Do you know how many people I reach out to on daily basis? Do you know how much I spent on ads to reach out to as many people? Because why? I understand a lot of volumes. I know that the more leads I have, the more opportunity for me to close. Consistency plus volume is equal to protection and stability. So if you are consistent, like it's not something that you're going to do today and tomorrow you are not going to do it again. No, you must be very, very consistent in when you are dealing with a lot of large number, when you want to reach out to many people as possible, many people. The advisor fail not because they're unskilled, but because their numbers are too small. Like, when your numbers are too small, chances is you're going to struggle a lot in the business. And use the law of large number to build a practice that is predictable, scalable, and protected from risk. Start today. Your future clients are all already waiting. Your system just need to reach them. So thank you so much for listening today. I really want to thank everyone for joining. So if you have any question, you can please drop it in the comment section so that we can quickly look into it. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the medical professionals on how they can build wealth and save on taxes. We're going to be talking about the unbudgeted cost, how they can save their practice from compliance risk. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow for the medical profession. So please join the same time. If you have any question, I want you to please drop it on the comment section. Any question, please? Any question? Awesome. All right. So once again, I want to thank everyone that joined today. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. same time, we're going to be talking about a medical professional. So have a nice weekend. See you tomorrow. Good evening, everyone.